Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks. I don't think so. They kind of suck, don't you think? Anyway, the Cleveland Cavaliers were an expansion team in 1970, joining the Portland Trailblazers in a way for the NBA to get franchises while the ABA was stockpiling their own league. However, the Cleveland Cavaliers were a fucking mess. At one point, in one of the worst games of their season, one Cleveland guy actually shot and scored on his own basket. Cleveland was a mess. They weren't a prime candidate for anything. They did have one superstar and only one superstar, that being Austin Carr from Notre Dame, number 23, whose number is up in the rafters. I think he wore 20. No, he didn't wear 23. He wore like some other number, I think. 42, wasn't it? Well, I don't remember because I know LeBron wore 23 with Cleveland. But anyway, the Cleveland Cavaliers were in a mess. Their owner, Ted Septian, basically made them promotional, gave them promotional nightmares and all that. There were even rumors that Septian was going to take the Cavaliers and send them to Toronto to become the Toronto Towers, which would have been amazing for the team to move from Cleveland to Toronto. Unfortunately, the NBA voted that down. Septian was so starved for talent, for the right here, right now movement, that he traded away his first round picks in back to back years for some very bad players. 1982 bit him in the butt because the Lakers, when they got that draft pick, drafted James Worthy. The NBA decided to step in and said that you can't trade away back to back first round picks without permission. So anyway, Septian sold to another group, and Cleveland was doing decent in the mid 80s. They had some decent players. Brad Daugherty was supposed to be the franchise for the Cavaliers, being picked first overall in 1986, but sadly Daugherty had drug problems. Although he was a decent defender, but that drug problem wouldn't be cupcakes compared to the number 2 pick, Len Bias, and how he died. Well, that I mentioned that in the Boston one. So anyway, Cleveland tried and tried and tried. They had Mark Price. They had a few decent players, Craig Elo. However, the Cavs would be bit by the bug that was the Chicago Bulls, not just in '89, but in '93 when Michael Jordan also relayed another shot. So anyway, '93 notwithstanding, the Cavs decided to change their outfits to something radical with the blue pastel color, basically trying to make it '90s colors, trying to make their team more '90s like. It failed. A lot of the fans weren't really happy with that. The Cavaliers were sloppy in 2003, but the good news is the Cavs won the draft lottery, and they picked their local boy from Ohio, LeBron James, number 1 overall, and LeBron did not disappoint. Despite the fact that LeBron in his first year didn't lead the Cavs to the playoffs, he led them to the playoffs each year he was a Cavalier, even in his 2 stints. LeBron led the Cavs to the 2007 NBA Finals against the San Antonio Spurs, but as often happens, experience beats wily young stars. And Duncan and Parker, among others, basically sunk the Cavs 4 straight. Cleveland would have a few more chances to get into the playoffs. One famous game was Game 2 in the NBA semifinals against the Orlando Magic, when LeBron hit a famous three-pointer to win Game 2. And people can't forget on YouTube the clip of the Cleveland announcer, like the Cleveland news broadcast, saying, "Oh boy, gosh, I guess it's 2-0 Orlando. What can we do to stop?" And then the sports guy yells up and down, "Cavs win," and yells in one of the collector's ears, ladies' ears. Yikes! That's just amazing. So anyway, the Cavs did fine with LeBron. Unfortunately, LeBron decided to take a challenge and went to Miami. Cavs fans were pissed, kind of like what Cleveland fans did to their Browns gear. They basically burned LeBron James gear and all that because, they thought LeBron would stay in Cleveland forever. All that. So anyway, LeBron went to Miami, won a few titles. Cleveland just sunk in the bottom of the barrel. But they did get Kyrie Irving with a key pick in a draft, so they couldn't complain that much. But the Cavs actually got a bit of a break. LeBron decided in 2014 to come home to Cleveland. So the Cavs magically brought him back into the fold. And the Cavs did well. They went to the 2015 finals, but thanks to one unknown superstar by the name of Andre Iguodala, the Cavs got sunk. 2016, though, would be a different story as the Cavs basically came from 3-1 down to sink the Warriors in the finals. You can blame Draymond Green. Basically, his suspension in Game 5 ruined momentum for the Warriors. But you can also praise LeBron for his run back block off of Andre Iguodala in the final few minutes of Game 7, getting revenge for what Iguodala did the year prior. But unfortunately for LeBron, Cleveland suffered losses in 2017 and 2018. That sunk their way. Cleveland did win a game in the finals, Game 4 of the 2017 finals, which was amazing because that was the only time the Warriors lost in the playoffs. Those pesky Warriors. Truth be told, 2017-18 were bad times to be Raptor fans because LeBron faced Toronto in the playoffs and sunk them both times. Once in the conference final, once in the conference semifinals. So regardless, in 2018, Cleveland had Game 1 by the balls, but J.R. Smith stupidly thought that they were taking the lead, so he ran down the clock. But Noah's going for a foul. He should have known. So anyway, LeBron left for LA in 2018-19. Commenced the burning of LeBron stuff. So anyway, LeBron going to the Western Conference was a boon for the Raptors because it meant they didn't have to deal with LeBron anymore, and a bust for Cleveland, who now are mediocre at best. They still have Caleb. So anyway, let's talk about the 1989 Cavaliers. They're my what if. And you can probably guess from the screenshot why. Because the Cavaliers are playing a certain team called the Chicago Bulls. At 57-25, the Cavs looked pretty good. And they were good. They were a decent team. They had Mark Price, Ron Harper, Larry Nance, and Brad Daugherty as their main guys. So basically, that was amazing what they could do with a group of people. So Craig Elo was a pretty good defender, but Michael Jordan rose above him in the final seconds of that Game 5 and sunk him. That really hurt everyone's feelings as it led the Bulls to beat the Cavaliers. In fact, the Bulls weren't done yet. The Bulls actually took down the New York Knicks before facing the Detroit Pistons in the conference finals, but losing to the Pistons, who eventually won the title. So, the Cavaliers would face the New York Knicks in this what-if. Of course, the Bulls are out, the Cavs are in. They play the Knicks. Of course, we all know the old rule, and that is no reseeding at all. Now, it's going to be tricky because historically, the Knicks were a 2 seed and the Cavs were a 3 seed, even though the Cavs had 57 wins to the Knicks 52. But, knowing the system, each division winner was guaranteed at least a 2 seed. So, thus, the Knicks over in the Atlantic Division, where Cleveland and Detroit weren't, won that division, so they got the 2 seed. So, I'm going to be practical and give the New York Knicks home court advantage. However, I do intend on doing another 7-game series with the Knicks, basically with the Cavs having home court, and see if that works. I can do it both ways. It's no big deal. All right, so it's the Cavs, it's the Knicks. Of course, we're going to go historical and say the Knicks get home court advantage with the 2 lineups. First matchup sees the Cavs crush the Knicks 119-85. 25 from Mark Price in 34 minutes. Hot Rod Williams played 37 minutes and got 16 points. 18 from Larry Nance at 33 points. 33 minutes, excuse me. Brad Daugherty, 34 minutes. Ron Harper, 32 minutes. Surprised that Ron Harper was a star for a team not named the Bulls. Craig Elo played 14 minutes. Darnell Valentine, if you remember his son Danzo, who now plays for the Bulls. Mike Sanders, Tree Rollins played for this team. Randolph Keys, Chris Dudley, and Phil Hubbard. Oh, Mother Hubbard. 10 points from Keys in 10 minutes. The next, 16 from Mark Jackson, 14 from Kenny Skywalker, 12 from Gerald Wilkins, Dominique's brother. Patrick Ewing had a decent one. Charles Oakley, but those two were just basically rebounders. Trent Tucker, remember him, the 0.1 second shot? Rod Strickland, Sidney Green, Johnny Newman, Eddie Lee Wilkins, Kiki Vanderweg, because his daughter Coco was a pretty good tennis player. Pete Myers and Greg Butler. So yeah, Cleveland wins one. Yeah. If Cavs win this series, then I will keep going ahead with them facing the Pistons. And we won't worry about the other one. Game 2 saw the Knicks lose 98-97. On a last second shot, I bet. Let's take it up. With 1 minute left. It was 94-93 before Hot Rod scored a bank shot to make it 96-93. And then Gerald Wilkins made it 96-95. Doherty, they don't foul. Doherty is out. Ewing gets the rebound. Gerald Wilkins makes a turnaround 13 seconds, but then Brad Doherty at the last second gets a shot to make it 98-97. That was part of his 14 points, 18 from Nance. Elo, 12 points off the bench in 16 minutes. So good job by him. 42 minutes from Hot Rod. Well, Patrick Ewing plays 36 minutes and gets 22 points. Gerald Wilkins, 14 points. Mark Jackson, 13. Yeah, Kiki Vanderweg. You knew he was losing his touch. So the Cavaliers are halfway home, so to speak. And the Knicks beat them in game 3, 110-107. 26 from Ewing, 14 from Wilkins, 15 from Jackson. 23 from Hot Rod, 20 from Price, 19 from Harper. Great job there. Game 4 sees the Knicks go to Cleveland, win 116-111. 22 from Ewing, 19 from Jackson, 14 from Rod Strickland off the bench. Kiki gets it back in 7 points. 21 points from Ron Harper, 20 from Mark Price. Craig Elo, 10 points in 12 minutes. So at 2-2, remember this is not the finals, so game 5 is played elsewhere, I think in New York. The Cavaliers crushed the Knicks 112-97. So yet another time the road team won. 25 from Hot Rod, 20 from Harper, 19 from Mark Price. Ewing, Oakley, Kenny Walker, the only players to get double digits. So that's Kiki, 7 points in 7 minutes. Great job. So the Cavs will come home for game 6. And it will be a win for the Cavs. Okay, so we'll do the Cavs. So we'll take that result. Cleveland would have beaten the Knicks anyway without the 57 wins. So 13 points from Mark Jackson, 12 from Oakley. Trent Tucker, 12 points, and Johnny Newman, 11. Both guys off the bench. But in the end, the Cavs won. 24 from Larry Nance, 18 from Hot Rod. Craig Elo did well off the bench, too. So the Cavs now have to face the Detroit Pistons of 1989. Cavs have to face their division rivals and 63-game winners, too. Very good lineup. I think I did the 89 Pistons in another thing. Lakers, maybe? I don't remember. Something in 89 happened. But the Cavs beat the Pistons 111-101. 21 from Larry Nance, 18 from Price. Harper was 17. You can see the 89 Pistons. 20 points from Bill Laimbeer. Isaiah only 10 points, but he had 10 assists. You see Mark Aguirre, the guy that, I guess they put both Dantley and Aguirre. I know one was traded for the other. They picked up Aguirre for Dantley. All right. So Aguirre, 9 points. Rick Mahorn only a bucket in 21. Vinny Microwave Johnson did well, 12 points in 19 minutes. James Edwards, Michael Williams, and John Spider Sally. On to game 2, where the Pistons win in overtime. The Cavs actually were down by a few points. Hot Rod played 45 minutes and got 20 points. Ooh. Brad Doherty, 27 points in 42 minutes. Not a whole lot of scoring other than that. 21 from Isaiah, 21 from Dantley for the Pistons. Isaiah, Dumars, and Dantley all played 40-plus minutes. That's pretty good. 1-1 lead now. Sweat your off. And the Cavs win 112-94 back home. 22 from Isaiah Thomas. So, yeah, both teams used their bench a lot. John Long, Venice Dembo, Daryl Dawkins, Jim Rowinski, and Steve Harris for the Pistons. The Cavs the third bench. Well, they don't really have a high number of people on their team. 25 from Ron Harper, 18 from Larry Nance. Cavs up 2-1. And then the Cavs win 106-102. Wow. Looking good, guys. Joe Dumars, 28 points. 24 from Larry Nance. Ron Harper and Hot Rod did fine. So anyway, Randolph Keys, 8 points in 8 minutes. So Cavs are up 3-1. And the Pistons, wow. And they take down the Pistons in 5 games. Wow, 105-88. Yikes. 22 from Larry Nance, 17 from Hot Rod and Mark Price. This is a long stretch. Now they're all the way to the finals. 16 from Freddie Johnson off the bench. Problem is he tied Joe Dumars for the best. Mark Aguirre had 15 though. Wow. Pistons. So now the Cavs are in the NBA Finals against the Lakers. Tell me, dude. So both teams at 57, but we'll give the Lakers it because, I mean, it's the Lakers. In 1989, the Lakers strike first, 120-103, 30 points for Ron Harper. That's not bad. 24 from Larry Nance. But the Lakers, James Worthy, Magic, 22. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was getting near the end of his career, so he gave the center spot to Michael Thompson. In 14 minutes, he had scored 6 points. Orlando Woolridge, former Bulls and Pistons star, coming off the bench for 2 points in 17 minutes. Tony Campbell, David Rivers, Jeff Lamp, and Mark McNamara. I think this is a different Lakers team. I don't think I did anything to do 89. But anyway, the Lakers win in overtime. Cavs had to come back from a 7-point deficit to force overtime. Hot Rod 44 minutes, Brad Jordan 42 minutes. Every starter played at least 40 minutes. 27 from Larry Nance to lead. Worthy, Scott, and Johnson all put up 40 minutes. 31 points from Byron Scott. 10 points in 9 minutes from Mark McNamara. David Rivers. I don't think I talked about David Rivers. So anyway, the Lakers are halfway home. Man, I can't believe it. I do all this for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, and they won 104-102. That was a second shot. It was all tied up until Hard Rock Williams gets fouled by AC Green. He makes one free throw. Byron Scott makes a mistake. Nance gets the rebound. Price is fouled by Thompson. Price makes both. Byron Scott makes a 199 foul on Worthy, hitting Harper. Harper hits both. Byron Scott misses a 3-pointer, and then Ron Harper makes 2 throws at the butt end. 104-102 Cavaliers. 26 from Magic. Tony Campbell, 12 points in 13 minutes off the bench. 21 each from Harper and Price. Game 4 sees the Cavs do it again. 119-109. 25 from Byron, 20 from Magic. Kareem had 14 points off the bench. 25 from Larry Nance and 20 from Hot Rod Williams. On Harper there. I know Keys plays 10 minutes in the win. And then we got ourselves another win. The Cavaliers 126-110, so they win all 3 home games. Wow. 18 from Magic, 16 from Scott. 33 from Larry Nance, 22 from Hot Rod, and Ron Harper with 20. Sweetness. Sweetness personified, if you ask me. I think that makes it 3-2, right? Don't tell me. Wow, then. This is like amazing. Of all the steps Cleveland did to win their NBA thing, they did it. They did a 2-3 march in the Central for WhatIf's joining the Bucks. The Cavaliers were down 2-0, and they come back to win in 6 games. They're road warriors, baby. 25 from Mark Price, 19 from Ron Harper. The Lakers, Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper? I didn't talk about Michael Cooper. 21 from Magic. But anyway, Mark Price is the hero for Cleveland. So, man, the road less traveled. Or the road more traveled because they had to go through 3 playoff rounds and they won their WhatIf. Man, I wish other teams could have done that.